We are live.
Let's go. We've made it.
Finally, we made
Right.
it.
What is up, everybody? This is episode 30 of the Fanatics podcast, the first one that's live on YouTube. And we can see our viewer count. Big shout out to StreamYard for making it possible for the three amigos to all be in the same place at the same time. It's extremely important that we keep the family together, right, guys?
Yes, sir. Big ups to StreamYard.
Hell yeah. Big props to him.
Also, big props to freaking Trey McBride. We started off with a contract extension for old Trey.
Yes, the richest tight end ever in NFL history.
For 4 years.
Yeah, I think it's pretty awesome, and it's the first time I can say in my fanhood that I think the Cardinals made someone the highest player in the NFL history at any position. So that's kind of cool to see the Cardinals finally like give someone what they're actually worth.
Not only that, but it's just like how often can you say that the Cardinals have had one of the best, tight ends in the league? For the last, decade, our tight end production has been non existent before
Yeah,
trade.
seriously.
Yeah, we definitely saw the motor and grind out of Trey in the end of the season, and it was a shame the way it ended. But just imagine, like, the team definitely looks better on paper. And if we make the playoffs, I feel like Trey can even be a better player in the playoffs in the regular season. So definitely well deserved. So
Super excited. The contract is 4 years, $76 million. Oh man. And that is $43 million upon signing. Or not upon signing, but it's fully guaranteed that 43 million, and then 19 million per year for the average. That's pretty dang good.
Oh, that's phenomenal. And what I like about the fact that, Bidwell in the past has not opened up a pocketbook, but he paid McBride. Last year he paid Baker. So things are trending in the right direction at least.
Yeah, and that lets me know no matter whether it's Kyler Murray or whoever the case may be, they're going to have some solid weapons for a time to come here in the desert, because I feel like they're going to do the same thing with MHJ if he shows a jump in the second year. Because let's face it, man, these Cardinals, they got a nice little timeline going with youth and ability. So I'm looking forward to seeing this offense in action.
Not only
yeah, we
that, but
definitely.
like seeing as we haven't signed a wide receiver yet, I feel like the team is comfortable running Michael Wilson as that number two, at least for the time being. I've seen updated mock drafts having us take a wide receiver, but I'd be more comfortable, especially, you know, seeing as we've acquired a very special person. Maybe we'll go offensive line or corner with our pick as opposed to, defensive line.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Wilson's pretty solid at wide receiver, but um, and Marvin Harrison definitely has some work to do. Like he doesn't run after the ball like Justin Jefferson. Like we saw the miscommunication with him and Kyler Murray a lot too. But that could just be like some rookie mistakes. And like we talked about way earlier when we started the podcast. Like that could just be him and the nationwide having huge expectations for him. So
Yeah, I think that's kind of more what it was. Just rookie jitters. You got to learn the NFL. It's a whole different game than the college game. In college, there's certain teams where you're facing the best in the country, and there's certain teams where you're facing people that won't be in the NFL, that won't be on practice squad. So you can just tee off on those guys, and everybody's the best in the NFL. So I think he'll get adjusted to that next year, and the offense will be more keyed in, because obviously Petzing, he needs to dial it up this year, and everybody's going to be guarding Trey McBride heavily because of the extension too.
Well, as we know, a lot of, Marvin Harrison didn't have as bad of a rookie year as a lot of people say he did. Sure, he didn't have the eye dropping numbers that, say Brian Thomas Jr. or Neighbors had, but also people forget that Larry Fitzgerald had a similar stat line his rookie year, and the rest is history.
That's facts.
definitely, yeah.
And Larry Fitzgerald was a super similar, and he had a similar stat line to Marvin Harrison Senior too, two all time greats. So I'm not worried about Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm excited to see some wide receivers that we did bring in, and some wide receivers that we brought in that didn't get a chance to play, such as Simi Fehoko, who we brought in. I want to see how Simi Fehoko gets out there and what he does. He seems like he can be like a Rondell Moore, Greg Dortch type of slippery type of player if we get him out there on the field. And I also want to see Xavier Weaver because I know he's still on the team, and uh, we haven't seen much of what he can do for us.
You see, you just name
100%.
that list, and like what Frankie was saying earlier, maybe going wide receiver in the draft wouldn't be a bad idea after all. So, because after Marvin Harrison and Michael Wilson, it's just you know.
Yeah, me and Frankie have been on it when it comes to our mock drafts. We want Savion Williams, TCU. So uh, that
Yeah.
that would be awesome. He gets open, he gets out there. He's like DK Metcalf type of player. He's got the freak ability. I think if we get one of those guys, and we already have Trey, we MHJ Wilson, it'll be hard to guard. And then we got the running attack that we have with Benson and Connor, and I think they'll probably draft. Man, I could honestly, the more time goes on, the more I could see us drafting Cam Scatterboo. It just it's starting to make more and more sense.
Well, I mean, it's like I mentioned, it's just with the fact that our defensive line went from one of the worst to honestly being one of the most deepest in the league just within a matter of months. It gives us a lot more flexibility at that 16 spot. So if somebody slips that's really high on our board, we take them. Otherwise, we see somebody that or the talent level we can trade back for and get an extra pick. I feel like they can do that as well.
I'd be absolutely okay with us trading down. I mean, we only have like what, six, maybe seven picks this year.
Yeah,
Not that
I'd
much. And
say
like years prior or the year before this one, Monty was dealing, bro. We had like hella draft picks than what we started with. So I can just see us trading down a couple of times and getting at least three, four draft picks. That's
Well,
just me though,
yeah,
because Monty's a dealer.
oh yeah, all those trades were on draft day too. So
Hmm. And
yeah.
then we
No, he
get
did a lot
Zach.
of
Then we get who's that one where Zach Pascal
Pascal.
too on draft
Yeah,
day? Yeah, we
yeah,
got him on draft day too, so we can maybe see a new player out of it too.
I was gonna say
yeah.
our
Maybe I
is not
think.
trading for wide receivers.
What? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
No, no,
we
no.
all
You didn't cut me off. You just cut off. I didn't hear what you said.
I mean we all know the organization isn't opposed to making crazy draft day trades for receivers. So
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think if Will Johnson or somebody like that doesn't fall to you at 16, if there's no like dynamic edge rusher, yeah, that we can pair with who we got now, then trade back. I mean, if Shadur Sanders doesn't get taken in the top five, 16 might be a spot that someone might need to jump up to snag them. If other teams have other needs, because I could see that happening. I mean, I don't know if he would fall to 16. That's falling a lot, but it could
I was
happen.
gonna say I've seen mocks that have actually seen him fall out of the top 10. So I mean
Yeah,
your
me too.
your take's not exactly, you know, unbelievable.
Dude, if you could trade back with someone that wants a quarterback, dude, you would get so much. Oh, that would be
Honestly,
crazy.
my mock draft is out of the picture, but we'll get back. I'll get to that in like a few minutes when we get to it. But I don't know. I wouldn't mind trading back either because my guy's more than likely out of it. So
I was gonna say your guy's going about top 5, Dylan.
no, how did he go up so high now? Well,
Performance.
some Max gave Cardinals a chance to get him.
Who's
I
your
mean,
guy?
I'll get to him after we mention the next topic with the Cardinals.
I look at it this way though: if something like that makes a guy like Will Johnson fall to us at 16, so be it. Because I feel like he would be the perfect addition to our secondary.
Yeah, that guy from Notre Dame, Murphy, or what was his name? Murphy. I don't remember his first name, but he was from Arizona. If you guys remember that mock draft that I did second round,
You say there's a
Uh,
lot of quality out there this year.
there is, yeah, Benjamin. No, it's Benjamin Morrison from Notre Dame.
the cornerback?
Yeah, the cornerback from Notre Dame. That'd be
Yeah,
a
yeah, I
solid
remember
pick
you
at
talking
corner.
about that guy.
Yep.
Yeah, That makes sense. I
Yeah, there's
want
a
Will
lot of solid
Johnson,
corners
bro.
out
But
there.
Will Johnson's not gonna. If Will Johnson there at 16 and we don't draft him, and he goes somewhere else to be awesome, I'm gonna clip this and get hired as a GM somewhere. Thank you.
So you would ditch your rap career to be a football GM?
100%.
Hell yeah, let's go.
I mean, I wouldn't ditch it. I would rap and be a GM. I would just put it on hold, and then I would leave the GM world. I would know all the famous football players, so it would be easier to get, all the rap stuff going. But um, right now, I know you want to talk about Calais Campbell, right?
Ooh.
Ooh, Calais
Good to have him.
Campbell.
Yeah, we got to
Everybody's
talk
excited
about
about
Calais.
Calais Campbell. But yeah, like I was saying with my mock draft pick earlier, Kenneth Grant, I feel like that's out of the picture of Calais Campbell now. So, but hey, I'm happy though. Calais, we got Calais back. He starts it here and he finishes it here. So,
Yeah. So I said earlier that I was surprised that the Cardinals made any player the highest paid at a position in NFL history because I've never seen them do that before. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong. They may have done it, but I've never seen it. Now, a second thing I've never seen them do, which is bring back a player that we let go so they could finish their career and knowingly finish here, and not think that they're going to have some resurgence. Well, he might have a resurgence, but
We
I love to
repaired,
see Arizona finally giving players their just due, man.
we repaired a bridge that was thought broken.
We don't do that often.
No.
and you know what's
How you guys
crazy?
feeling about Calais?
You know what's crazy? Like, even though he's 39 years old, the last 2 years he's been averaging about 5.5 sacks with
Yup.
Miami and
Wow.
Atlanta.
Do you
So
guys know?
he still has some juice in the tank. He's been averaging about I don't 45ish tackles. It was like 45, 50 around there. But he's still being productive at his age. And I get the concern with people out there. Oh, he's 39, you know. I get that, but hey, bro, like he showed us last year, especially against us on the Dolphins, that he still has it in the tank and he swatted balls off Kyler twice. So
Bro,
Yeah,
that
he's gonna be out there with some young dogs, and some recent pickups of Josh Sweats, the Darius Robinson when he gets healthy, Ojulari. Man, we got so many people that are gonna be able to help Calais get home, and Calais he knows what to do, man, and it's gonna just be so inspiring to see our boy back in the red colors because man, it reminds me of when the football team was good.
I
Like
mean
to
he
keep it
was on
real.
our only Super Bowl team.
and we've been begging
Exactly.
too for defensive line help too. And look, here comes Calais out of everybody,
Well,
So
it's like you
And it
said,
makes
big production at his age. Guessed around 40, 46ish tackles. He actually finished with 52.
yeah,
yes.
so he's still getting about 5 sacks a season.
And he
too.
he has a top 5 pressure rate in the NFL still at his age. That is
That's
insane.
crazy. You know what I'm grateful for? I think it's going to give us an opportunity to really see what Garrett Williams has and what the secondary has. Because if we can get a decent, not even a good, if we can get a decent pass rush, and then our secondary is going to improve so much just because they won't have to be, taking beatings out there every game.
Right.
The
Where
quarterback will be under pressure, making bad throws. Every play won't be, 30 seconds to think, and that will really help our secondary with interceptions and getting to the spot to get deflections. It's going to be a whole different defense. I can't wait.
100%.
You see, I feel like that's our only missing piece now is the secondary. So,
And
and
We
maybe
could.
one more guy on the defensive line, and that's
I
it.
feel
Because you
like.
see,
Uh, I feel like we
I,
could fill in the linebacker position a little bit.
you said what,
I feel like we could fill in the linebacker position a little bit.
bro? We've signed like 7 linebackers.
we do have a lot of linebackers,
We
but I don't
do.
know
We
if we have
honestly
anybody
do.
that makes me go, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, we don't have that. Yeah, I feel like we have a bunch of good quality guys that can step up, but I don't feel like we have that it factor linebacker right now. Other than maybe Mac Wilson.
We just
And
got that guy
Gaither
from
Davis,
Cincinnati.
huh? I was about to talk about him. He wasn't that
Yeah,
good last year. Now, granted, that whole defense wasn't that good, but
he was their best, one
he's
of their
like a
best
special
players.
teamers guy.
Cougar, what the
Akeem
hell is his name?
Davis Gaither.
Yeah, Gaither. Yeah,
Listen,
Ooh,
man, he's gonna be decent, but I wouldn't hang my hat on, bro. Like, I hope he comes and proves me wrong, but
he made plays on Lamar, Mahomes, even freaking Josh Allen. Like,
They're gonna, you know what? I have faith in him. They're gonna use him in a way. I think he's gonna be a Mike linebacker when he was a Will linebacker, but that's okay. I I trust Gannon. I trust Rallis, and like I said, it was just last year. It's not like he's a bad player. That Cincinnati defense was just horrible, so you can't really tell if it was just the scheme, the player, or just the whole locker room was just bad spirits. You know, they were
Right.
worse than the Cards
well,
because they
shit.
had
I don't think Kaiser White even signed with another team yet.
Nope, he's still out there.
Yeah.
dude. If Kaiser White need to stop playing games and just come back to the Cardinals, dude.
Dude, we could have a
Literally.
top 10 defense for real.
He had a good season. This is what happens sometimes, man. You have a good season, you start feeling yourself a little bit, and rightfully so, you balled out. Somebody should offer this man a lot of money, but if not, then the Cardinals should offer you more than you were getting paid, and just come back home and keep building a good thing with the people who believe in you.
Well, not only that, but it's just like, you know, it's insane. Our coaching staff is probably one of the best it's ever been. Like, you have Gannon, who is very respected across the league, Nick Rallis, and then freaking Petzing's getting interviews right and left. So it's like, when was the last time we were able to say our coaching tree had was very respected across the league?
2015.
Petzing's kind of questionable.
It's been 10 years since the coaching staff was disrespected. I mean, this coaching staff isn't as respected as the regime of Bruce Arians and Todd Bowles because those guys could be head coaches still. I mean, Todd Bowles is a head coach, but
Petzing's very questionable though. He will sometimes try to fix things that were never broken, and then
he knows he's questionable though.
half the fan base was begging for him to get hired elsewhere and find another
Yeah,
offensive coordinator.
but he knows he knows he needs to fix things though. He came clean in the offseason. Said yes, I suck at using Trey McBride. I will fix that. You know.
See, the funny thing is, I feel like, and it's kind of ironic, people are almost as divided on Petzing as they are on Kyler Murray.
Well, they have to be. It's a hand glove fit, and that lets you know that they are actually synced up. You know what I mean? As weird as it sounds, it lets you know that they are operating on the same type of timing, which is what we want. We just got to eliminate the late season mistakes, both by him calling plays that don't make sense in times that don't make sense. He does that a lot, like long third downs, calling plays that are not going to get us anywhere close to a first down.
Well, not only that,
And
but
Kyler throwing interceptions in the later half of games and stuff. We get
better
those
yet,
under.
oh my gosh, that game was ugh.
Which game?
I don't need PTSD and
There's a point.
flashbacks from our Skip and Shannon moments.
Phew.
It's too early for this Kyler stuff.
But no, our biggest thing is Petzing needs to involve. He needs to not stop using Trey McBride once we get to the end zone. He's fine with
Facts.
using him all the way down to the 10-yard line, but he forgets he exists after that.
Yeah, that's facts.
See, that's the play caller on the field. That's not a Petzing problem. That's the play caller thing. But that's another topic.
Well, Petzing is a
So-
play caller.
Yeah, but who's the one throwing it though? Making
Kyler's
decisions.
throwing it, but listen, man, the way it happens out there in football is in the way that Gannon wants it to be run is they need to be in sync with each other. Kyler can't just be going all willy nilly. If there's a game script and a plan that they practice for all week, he can get off when he gets off script. Kyler scores touchdowns and breaks 50-yard runs. He doesn't need to get off script in the throwing game. You know what I mean? Like I don't want him to get off script in the throwing game. I want him to throw to the people that are open, and if they're not open, I want him to take off. You
I was
know?
gonna say, if one big criticism I could say that I've still had with Kyler is the fact that instead of either just going down, taking the minimal loss of yards, he'll try to throw off of his back shoulder when he's already going down.
Yes, but at the same time, he does that in the end zone after evading 6 people and scores a touchdown, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's so amazing!" So you can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? It's like you got to take the good with the bad. It's like saying that you don't like when Lamar Jackson runs because he might get hurt, and then he does get hurt. But then if he eliminates running, then he's not as good. So it's like
Right.
you gotta live with that, and you gotta build the team that's strong enough to play with him with those kind of strengths. That's what the Atlanta Falcons did when they had Vic, when the Eagles did when they had Vic. Chip Kelly's offense was made to where everyone's moving like Mike Vick was moving. You know what I mean? And I think Gannon and Petting are trying to move towards something like that, mixed with something like what he was doing in Cleveland when they ran the ball a bunch. And I love that.
Well, another thing that they need to do this next year, that they didn't do last year, involves Zay Jones. You're bringing him back, so you better have a plan for him.
Yeah.
We never even mentioned Zay Jones. Not
Yeah,
once.
because he
None of
never
us.
plays.
I know, yeah.
Like, we could have brought Amari Cooper in, but we signed Zay Jones, so they better have a good plan for this guy.
Zay Jones, Simi Fehoko, Xavier Weaver, Andre Bachelia. He's been on the team forever,
I
just
don't
doing
like
nothing,
that wide
just
receiver
chilling.
room overall. We just need another solid body with that.
Yeah, I think we should draft a receiver now. Savion Williams. I'm gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it until we draft him. If Savion Williams is available, I'm snatching him up because that fool is gonna be DK Metcalf, and we already passed on DK Metcalf, and we saw how that went.
Don't remind me. And then now he's a Steeler.
Jesus. Well, at least he's not on the Seahawks anymore, right?
Yeah, but except they essentially just traded him for Cooper Kupp,
which is much better and easier to deal with for me. I think Cooper Kupp isn't really that dangerous anymore until he gets into the red zone.
He was always just catching passes from Aaron Rodgers, DK. And Rodgers not even signed with the Steelers yet.
Yeah, Rodgers just BS, man. Rodgers just taking everybody out to lunch, getting like when a girl's trying to date and she's not really trying to be serious, she just go get free food from these dudes and go get entertained. That's what Aaron Rodgers is doing right now. He's literally just taking their lunch money and being like, "I'll call you later."
Gold digging, bro. Gold digging. That's
gold
what they're
digging.
doing.
Cam Jordan needs another statement.
What?
Cam Jordan needs to make another statement.
For sure. I mean, I don't think the players can do anything at this point because it looks like the owner's like dead set on Aaron Rodgers.
It's wild. I mean, it's weird because looking at his stats, you wouldn't think his year was as bad as it was, but it was like in a lot of instances, especially when he would just throw the ball, he looked defeated.
I mean, he's coming off of an Achilles. I think Aaron Rodgers is not that guy. He's 41 years old. You know what I mean? Like, I would just move on and draft someone or something, try to figure a veteran out that's not that old. But he did come off of an Achilles. And if he's going to be any good off of any year off of an Achilles, just like Kyler was the second year where he bounced back and started looking like himself again. And I think him and Kirko, this is the year they got to prove whether they're going to still play good football. But I think he's doing a Kirk Cousins. Speaking of Kirk Cousins, because they're waiting so long to make their moves. Like Kirk Cousins just said he wanted to be traded, and it's because they are waiting for the draft because they don't want to be in the building thinking that they're numero uno, and then all of a sudden, boom, Shadur Sanders on the team, or you know what I mean, like Jackson Dart, and now they have to sit again.
Well, and the thing that's wild is you still have to have a team that's going to be willing to take on the rest of that contract too.
For sure.
And I feel like if Cousins wants any chance to start again, he's definitely going to have to do something to rework that deal.
He's in a good position, regardless.
He's getting paid hella. He's the Bradley Beal of the NFL, dude.
Oh my God, that's so great. That's so accurate. Let's reel it back into
getting paid hella.
Calais Campbell.
Yep.
Calais Campbell's gonna be on a 1-year deal. And it's for I think it's $7.5 million or something like that. I think that's reasonable.
As I say, no matter, as long as he keeps playing the way he has, like that's value all day.
I'm
Yeah,
just happy that he
absolutely.
wanted to end it here. You know.
I love that. Like how many, like you mentioned, how many times have we, you know, dropped the baton and screwed up our relationships with our franchise greats, and they go somewhere else and they're freaking retired there. It's nice that we can actually bring somebody back that was a big part of our, biggest success, and hopefully that speaks to other guys potentially in the future that might, that want to work on that relationship.
I
It's
mean, it
another
needs to.
it's another voice and mentor on that defense too, along with Buddha.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll take it one deeper than that. I mean, how many times have we even seen any of our greats honored? They say that we have a lack of culture in Arizona sports, and I believe it's because we never seen Randy Johnson get a proper Arizona retirement, like just what I mean, straight from Arizona to retirement, not to the Yankees or wherever else he went. Larry Fitzgerald didn't even get a ceremony. He may not have wanted one, but he didn't get one. We didn't see that. We didn't get an Amari Stoudemire and Nash. None of our great teams of our lifetime. No, Carson Palmer. I think Carson Palmer got inducted to the Ring of Honor, and they did
He
that.
did, yeah.
But that's the only one. And it's like out of everyone, Carson Palmer. Like I love the guy, but what about Kurt Warner? I think Kurt got it too, but like Kurt don't claim us. Kurt he won. He won with St. Louis. You know what I mean? So
Listen, I think his heart is more into St. Louis or LA, St. Louis, whatever you want to call it technically with him, than it
yeah,
is with Arizona. He
he
fucks
makes
with
that clear.
with the Rams more than Cardinals.
Yeah, he
I mean,
makes that clear.
he does show us love though, still
He
He
quietly.
does.
does, yeah.
He does, but we don't got the same culture as everyone else. You know,
No.
the greats get like really celebrated and get love. You know, Steve Nash sneaks to the game sometimes and is like, "Hi, I'm Steve Nash, guys. Do you remember me?"
Yeah,
you know,
bro. Literally,
I
Nash
won a
never comes here,
championship as a
bro.
Warriors assistant. What's going on?
Yeah, no, we like that's definitely a step in the right direction in bringing our franchise greats together and rebuilding that culture because, oh, hey, guys are seeing this as like, so they're not only improving their facilities, they're paying their players now. And a very, very well respected league wide veteran comes back to basically retire here.
Yeah, who doesn't want to retire in Arizona? Terrell Suggs is still terrorizing people in the Scottsdale area to this day. Like it's a great place to be, and I don't suggest terrorizing anyone in any area, but I don't even know if I can say that on YouTube. But
I said
jeez,
extra whipped cream
oh my gosh,
at a
I
Starbucks drive-through.
I
Could be
can't.
our first.
I know what you're referencing. I can't believe that he did that, man. ASU alum, you gotta clean it up.
Hey, but hey, though, ending Cardinals topic on a good note. Larry Fitzgerald on the ballot on next year's Hall of Fame.
Let's
First
go.
ballot, baby.
Yeah,
On
first
that.
ballot with Drew Brees.
That's crazy, man. We're old. I remember when
Yeah, I know.
I remember Larry Fitzgerald's rookie year. I don't remember it
Yes, sir.
vividly because I was a child, but
Gosh.
I
The
remember
only
seeing it.
they are who they thought we were.
Yeah, Denny.
That's when I started watching the Cardinals with him and
Sam.
Matt Leinart.
Oh
I
my!
think I started watching a little bit before that, but um,
I officially started watching when we still had Dave McGinnis.
sheesh. Yeah, I don't even remember who our quarterback was when I started watching.
Matt
Uh
Leinart for me, unfortunately.
Dude, my first
I
quarterback,
remember drafting Matt Leinart and thinking it was gonna be so cool.
bro.
Was it Jake Plummer? No.
Jake Plummer was like late '90s, dude.
I think I started watching at the end of his little run, honestly. I can't lie. But I was born in 92. So, I mean,
But no, that'd be somebody else that'd be cool to bring back, who has a franchise connection. Get Plummer back involved in the organization.
yeah. I was I don't know what show I was watching, so I can't really properly credit them. Sorry, but I'm gonna steal this bit of information I heard on your show. They're gonna do four. They're gonna do four throwback jerseys this year, and they were saying that they wanted to see the old Pat Tillman jersey. That would be sick.
Oh,
The white ones, I would buy those up. Hey, if Arizona Cardinals, if you get those jerseys, I will buy one for Kyler, one for Connor, one for MHJ. Now that that's possibility, the new cornerback will that you draft, I'll be right behind you. Yeah, on Savion Williams.
hey, Savion and Will Johnson, let's go all day.
Oh shit. Anything else with the Cardinals though?
Other than that, I think we're just waiting for the draft and the last of the workouts.
Nice knowing I officially own a Hall of Famer's jersey now, and I've had it since I was a kid because it's fit me
Right.
ever since. So
That's definitely well deserved, and then hopefully, in the future we have more that add to that list. Because I mean, really, Larry's one of the few that you can completely just connect to Arizona, and that's it.
You know who's not a Hall of Famer, but they're playing like a Hall of Famer. We know. Boy, oh boy, it's
good guy
Gino.
Gino.
Yeah, it's Gino.
MVP Gino.
Yeah, man, what a crazy run, man. Whoa, dude.
Yeah, 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, and his OPS is 1.312, which is fourth in the majors right now.
Man,
What's even crazier? 5 hits all year, but all 5 of those hits dingers.
Gino is just out of this world, man. I bet you everybody in Seattle collectively is just like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? How did this happen?
They are punching air.
Good. They deserve it for all the years that the Seahawks have caused us misery.
Damn.
I hate Seattle.
Well, Sam Darnold might be giving us nightmares for a little bit.
No, absolutely not. He is not going to be giving
no,
us
I don't
nightmares.
believe that.
He is a system QB because for some reason all bad QBs go to Minnesota and become great till they leave. So yeah, he's just a system QB and nothing more.
I didn't mean to throw that football reference in there. Let's keep talking about the Diamondbacks because they are on fire. They just went into New York and they took the Yankees lunch, sat on their doorstep, and started eating them right in front of them. And the Yankees did not do a thing. Torpedo bats and all. How you guys feeling about the series so far?
I feel good, but more surprisingly, how much more dominant Zach Gallen was against the Yankees than Corbin was.
That was definitely a switch, and that was definitely ace-like because last week's episode we were saying he did not look close to an ace. So,
well, yeah, we had people call us out on the group too. So, man, you guys are too critical. I mean, after last night's showing, if he can keep that up, it's like I'll own that. I'll own that all day.
Hey,
well, no,
while I was critical, I did say I believe that he would bounce back hard. Wow, somebody's in the chat.
Woo!
We got some people in the chat. Code. Teams
That's
take
word.
on the identity of their franchise player. The Suns are soft because Booker is soft. Damn, I wish I would have seen this earlier. The Suns are an embarrassment because Book is an embarrassment. Damn.
you just saw these? Crazy.
Yeah, I just saw this. You should have said something if you saw them earlier, dude.
I never saw. You're the one that has the
I
YouTube
don't
stuff
have
on.
chat access.
Oh,
No.
wow. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. It's the first one on live. It's all good.
Okay, sorry, Code.
We appreciate it, y'all. Thank
does
you.
that say
Dude,
does that say
yeah.
Code?
Oh,
Let's go. But yeah, no. So I think that those 13 Ks from Zach Gallen last night, it was just kind of like a statement, like, "Yo, listen, I know Corbin is good, but this is
I'm
our
still here."
team. This is our little bullpen. We got this. We're gonna make it work." And while we were critical, I did say on the thumbnail, I said, "Don't worry, guys, I got this." And it was Zach Gallen pitching, So we were critical, but we always had faith and we always believed. We never thought that Zach was washed or nothing like that. I said he would come back to snakeskin belt Zach, and I was right.
And now we see Kelly tonight.
I was hoping for a bounce back like last night, and of course we're gonna be unbiased as we possibly can on the show. We've seen Zach Gallen look like he did last night, looking back to the playoffs at how he can look, and especially World Series, how he can look. Even opening day, Brock Bradley said himself what he calls it, he gets a little too playful with his stuff, and he just doesn't look right with some of his pitches. He'll keep throwing it. His pitch count looks up, and like he'll go through those flashes, like here and there. The key
I
words
will
here and
always.
there.
He
So
makes me think of Clayton Kershaw. I don't know why. Like whenever he's hot, he's super hot, and when he's not, it's kind of like, oh wow, you know. But I think that the upside is like, hey, you can win a World Series with this dude. This dude can win a Cy Young when he's clicking, you know.
and then, but it's like also, why does these collapses and high pitch counts happen when it comes closer to the playoffs and into the playoffs, but not in the regular season? He gets all these pitchers of the week and all these honors, this and that, but playoffs happen, lights get brighter. It happens more often.
I feel like, I mean, unless it does happen again this year, I feel like because of our, you know, non-rich playoff history, he's more of a victim of situational right now. But if we do make a run this year and then he does, still shows that struggle, I could see a validity in that.
And you got to think about it, dude. Now he has Corbin and do we still have Erod?
Yeah, he's our number.
Eduardo
Yeah,
Rodriguez.
he has reinforcements now. I mean, in those days, he was pretty much the whole show at pitching, you know. And so I think that he won't have it's fatigue. There's a lot of games he had to pitch, you know. So hopefully they'll space him out better and he'll be more ready to go.
Well, not only that, but it's just like, I don't know if you guys saw Erod's last start, but I mean, he allowed 3 runs, but I thought he looked pretty decent most of the day, so that's encouraging. And then you got guys in the bullpen that have been stepping up so far early in the year, so things things are progressing well. Things look good. I'm definitely excited.
Here's the thing I've been noticing though, when you put Thompson and Puck out there, they've been giving up runs, especially Puck. He's been giving up a lot of long balls. That's what we've been preaching. We don't have that ninth inning guy out there. That rotation is just not going to work. And so far, it's not looking great 5 games in my opinion. So,
damn, Steven just said, "Damn, y'all got smacked the first inning." That doesn't sound good. They're playing right now, the Diamondbacks and the but we already won the series, so who cares? Huh? Who cares?
I still kind of care, but
I mean, I still care. I'm just joking. I'm coping. That's how I cope. Okay. Live cope.
yeah.
I mean, hey, we are the answer back, so
facts. It's just the first inning.
I'm gonna look at the score real quick. Hold up.
Dylan with an live update.
Dylan,
I'm curious.
I could have just looked.
It's 1-4, bottom of the second.
1-4.
Dang.
Hey, at least we're already on
Bottom
the
of the
board,
second.
right?
At least down 3.
There goes my under.
Hey
right?
man, we did. Did I not tell you before the podcast go over? My man, you should listen to me.
Tell me that.
And I've been telling a lot of
frozen in
people at my
time.
work too. All these miserable Rockies fans at my work bet over on a lot of D-backs games, but they don't want to listen to me. So,
Hey, I bet over on most D-back games. This is the one game that I was like, you know what? They've been going over so much. Let me be edgy and bet the under.
You guys bet the over? I'm over, as in I never win.
Yo, Dylan, there you go. I'm like, just yeah. Welcome back, buddy.
I know my shit tripped out. Weird.
Bro, at least it was a smiling face that was stuck there for however long it was stuck there.
Oh gosh. All right.
Gosh. So, what do you make of all this money being thrown around? What is it? How I think we talked about Ketel Marte's extension last time we were on, right?
No,
because
it was breaking news, my guy.
No, I know. I'm just joking around. It was a Marte Parte, another huge extension in the Valley. What did they give this man? $116 million or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he is with us through 2031.
Hey, Ketel Marte, I just want to let you know, I just took a DNA test and we are actually related, like super related. So I need $16 million.
Now, and the crazy thing is about that deal, it's probably for the player of his caliber, it's probably one of the most team-friendly contracts in all of baseball.
Dude, whenever I hear stuff like that or whenever stuff like this happens, I just think, man, why didn't I play baseball from a young child until right now? That would have been so much of a better life for me than this. Right?
Podcast.
We would still do the pod. I would just be in the MLB, that would be awesome.
One thing we didn't point out though
What?
for the D-backs. So we're 4-2 at the moment. I feel like we could have possibly been 5-1 due to our little miscues and errors that we've had our first few games. The Suarez throw to Naylor that was way off. The Jake McCarthy catch that we're so used to seeing them make spectacular plays. Samson missed running third base. Perdomo throwing a second when he should have thrown it first, which after that Gallen gave up 4 additional runs after that. So it's like we had a lot of miscues, and we were lucky that Suarez bailed us out with that grand slam. So it's like I feel like that's something that can be cleaned up because we've been known as one of the best defenses in MLB. So because right now the NL West is stacked because Dodgers are 8-0, Padres are 7-0, the Giants are 5-1. So it's like our division's looking stacked and scary right now.
To be fair, though, it's only the first week and a half of the season. That's definitely going to
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't mean that we're going to stay in the top, though. Some of those teams are loaded, like we know San Francisco's been loaded. They're starting to click. Dodgers, I mean, I don't even want to talk about the Dodgers.
Ohtani bailed them out one game, bro, with that home run.
We are kind of loaded too, though. Kind of now that I think.
Yeah. I was gonna say I put our roster up against just about anybody in the majors.
Same.
And Hazen's never afraid to make moves at the deadline either. Ever since he's been here, he's at least made 1 or 2 moves. So
that's so funny.
He got the big stops and pulled, Josh Naylor after we lost Walker. So, he's 100% all in on doing what he needs to keep us contending.
I wish Josh Bell would have stayed here because he's still hitting dingers over wherever he's at. I'm like, dang, this dude's good.
Isn't he in Washington again?
I don't know, man.
With the Nationals? I could have sworn I saw something. Oh, he's back in DC or something.
Yeah. He probably wanted to go home wherever he was.
He wanted to be nationally known.
Well, he missed out on his chance because Washington ain't doing crap.
Except being national.
That's so funny. That's all you're going to do over there. So you're not winning no baseball game. No, I'm just kidding. National fans don't hate me. I'm just joking around. It's a weird name, the Washington Nationals.
They do have a ship.
What's their mascot? The Statue of Liberty or something?
Good question, bro. What is their mascot?
The Nationals, bro. What the crap? Who thought of that? Let's be the Nationals.
I mean,
Lincoln? I don't know.
You could have a mascot that looks like the Quaker Oats guy.
That would be great. That's a perfect opportunity to use that because why wouldn't you want to dress up like that? Seriously, I would love to do it. Sign me up. Anyways, we won the series. That was the first series we ever won in New York. That's just nuts. Why haven't we done that before?
I mean, to be fair, we don't play them that often.
That's true. We don't go there to play them that often. Did you see the outfits that the players were wearing?
Mm-mm.
Dude, Lewis Barnett, shout out to or Barrett, one of those two, in the group posted a Diamondbacks shared pictures of the players when they arrived in New York, and they all have these swanky. You know how the football players do. They had their swanky outfits on, and it's just so funny to see the contrast between the baseball guys and the football guys. And Gabby Moreno's fit was crazy, and of course, you had people in the comments saying that he was dressed like a woman.
No way.
Yeah, but it was a nice outfit. I don't know why they said that he was dressed like a woman. Maybe when I edit the video, maybe I'll throw pictures up at this part if I'm not lazy tomorrow morning at work.
I mean, hey, When you got money, fashion, fashion's fashion.
Yeah, dude, Zach Gallen, he should wear that same outfit he wore every day because he threw 13 strikeouts. Just save that outfit, brother, and
Oh yeah.
wear that before every game,
I
brother.
mean, kind of off topic, but do you see the shit that Kyler wears sometimes?
Yeah, no, Gabby
Yeah.
was wearing a very Kyler inspired outfit.
I mean, to be fair,
Listen,
all of our Arizona sports stars dress pretty eccentrically.
well, anybody that has millions of dollars dresses like that. Look at Ben Simmons. Look at like Russell Westbrook. That man be wearing construction gear to the press conference.
Oh
Like,
man, don't even get me started on Russ. Oh my gosh,
yeah, the outfits some of these guys wear. SGA be wearing a lot of crazy stuff too.
we could be seeing those outfits more often.
SGA was just in a music video with like 70 shoes strapped to the back of his sweater, like that was like his outfit. It was pretty crazy to see. But that's fashion, man. That's fashion when you have a lot of money. And I don't understand it because I don't have a lot of money.
Hey, someday we will have it all.
But I hope that whatever Zach ate for lunch and breakfast, he keeps a detailed list because we need those performances often because people will fear the Diamondbacks and it'll make people start batting different. If they know that we got that 3-headed monster, 2-headed monster, however many headed monster it is, I'm excited about that, man. We were talking about it so much, and I was like, man, hopefully they don't suck, coming out this year.
Yeah, no, it's funny because like you had everybody starting the year preparing for Corbin Burns to be the opening day starter. Everybody started, questioning after they announced Gallen. Obviously, it was the loyalty thing, and then you saw his first start. They're like, well, and then now we have, as you said, a two-headed monster. Because I know Burns isn't going to have another outing like he did the other day. He's going to go deeper into the game. And I mean, still having 8 strikeouts in 4 innings is pretty
That's
darn.
still impressive. I was about to say that.
Yeah, 8 strikeouts is great in 4
I
innings.
think,
That's ridiculous.
I think he just had some, pregame jitters, especially since, being in Yankee Stadium and being on a new team.
Hey, as long as we win the game, I don't care.
I'm not worried about it. I mean, he's gonna be like I said last week on the podcast. He's gonna be facing a lot of fifth starters, sometimes first, but mostly fifth starters. So he's gonna get a lot of wins. I feel like so.
Need to get McCarthy off the ground.
Yeah, he's a fast guy. He'll get off the ground sooner or later. He's a dog. He got a lot of dog in him. That's what makes him so good. So if anybody can bounce back, it's old Jake.
I was gonna say we have a roster full of not only talented but gritty players. So I
Yep.
feel anybody that we can plug in is gonna produce.
Yeah. And if we ever go hard on players on this show, it's because we can. It's never with maliciousness. And we always say, I'll let you know, hey, Buddy's not playing how I expect him to, but I believe in Buddy, or I don't believe in Buddy. We shouldn't have gotten him. It's not. There's never in between. And if there's in between, we probably won't talk about you.
We are all or nothing in this building.
I mean, it's only interesting to talk about hard this or hard that. I mean, obviously, we all need middle ground, but the middle ground is pretty figured out.
Yeah, you just can't be at the level that the Suns are right now.
Oh, Jesus. Suns. I mean, I think it's pretty much casket closed for the season, right?
100%.
Our spirits are shattered, like Katie's ankle.
Yeah, I think Katie's is looking to dip too now.
See, the thing that blows my mind is Bradley Beal's going to come back for the last couple games, and literally it is like we are battling with Sacramento to see who actually wants to go to the play-in because we both keep losing.
Now he wants to come back with this fucking unlimited PTO when it doesn't matter anymore? How ironic.
It's even crazier. Sacramento was above 500 like a month ago.
It's tough, man. The Suns keep breaking my heart. It's a lot to trade Chris Paul and the whole finals roster for KD and turn around and talk about trading KD the whole season while losing very badly and then end up trading him. Hopefully, if we trade him to the Knicks and get Mikal Bridges back somehow. But I don't want to trade KD, honestly.
No, I would love to keep Booker, Katie, and possibly Dunn and Oso, but we got to figure something out because this roster isn't it. It doesn't gel. You got guys talking about how the offense they want this offense simplified. It's just like there's always something. Like last year it was Vogel, this year it's Budenholzer, and like you have said in previous episodes, I apologize, Frank Vogel. What you did last year compared to what we're dealing with now was a godsend.
Yeah, you really think about like how hard. Like I have to apologize every time we do this because I was going so hard on Frank Vogel, dude. I was losing my mind, But Katie, it seems like Katie doesn't like any coach from his days with like Brooklyn. Him and Kyrie were talking about they don't need a coach, and then he didn't like Frank Vogel. That was a huge report, and then it was like, oh, he doesn't like Budenholzer either. It's like, who does he like?
It's
Because
almost
we're losing games.
it's almost like if it was possible to do like a 30-year plan, in the NBA, it would be an ESPN 30 for 30. I played for every franchise in the NBA.
For sure. I mean, I don't want that for Kevin Durant. I want him to win with Phoenix, do something that's never been done, and solidify himself as like an all-time great legend. I mean, he already solidified himself as an all-time great legend, but winning a championship with Phoenix, I think, puts you in a higher tier than what you would be otherwise because has gotten it done. It seems like there's like a force field around this place when it comes to basketball championships, man.
But
So I just
I
at this
mean,
point, even if we do trade Kevin Durant, we can't trade him for significantly less than what we got him for because then what was the point of dissembling that good team that went to the
no,
finals?
it's minimum you get 2 NBA ready contributors and 2 or 3 draft picks minimum.
But who's going to do that?
I mean, to
nobody.
be fair, you had teams like Atlanta and Washington wanting to take Beal's contract at the trade deadline. So anything is realistically possible if you push hard enough.
Maybe Houston will do it. Houston's been rumored to want KD for a long time.
Bro, yeah, Katie loves Texas.
They have a lot of assets in there.
Dude, if we could somehow finagle Şengün, I mean, I know they probably wouldn't trade Şengün. He's like the franchise. But give us Jalen Green. I want a big person. If we're getting rid of KD, let's get someone like an Anthony Davis type, Şengün type person, like a Joker type person to go with Booker, you know, and play him and Nick Richards, Twin Towers. Do Ryan Dunn in
Who's the
like
point guard?
point guard, Tyus Jones, or someone we
No,
already have.
we've been shitting on Tyus Jones.
You've been shitting on Tyus Jones. Tyus
You
Jones.
agree with me that he hasn't been living up
All
to
I said
his
about Tyus Jones is Booker has been
on his contract
getting more
year.
assists. Book
He's
can't be
not,
the point guard anymore. I'm tired of
he's not
someone
living
like
up to
Book.
his contract year that he's trying to bank on himself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I thought that was. Yeah, we were crapping on him a little bit on that point, but
Yeah.
he deserves it, man. You got to ball out in a contract year. That's all I was saying. You got to ball out, but hey, it's not his fault that Bud doesn't know what they're doing.
Mm.
What's
Think
going to
about the
say?
inconsistency of these lineups from the day we started to right now. It's been
Guys,
crazy.
on any given week, you have, guys who will play heavy minutes the first 3 days, and then he'll sit them for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's the
After
same
they
shit
contributed in a
Vogel did,
positive
though.
way.
Too.
It's like, what are we doing? It's like, why did Bol play so well? He didn't do nothing wrong, and then all of a sudden, we've never saw him again.
He's on a milk carton.
What the heck? Where's Bol? Bol, are you there? Please, I know if you're there, blink twice. We'll save you.
Well, he's like 7'8". Like, how can you miss him, coach?
Right. Put him in
But
the game, sir,
apparently, Bud
please.
can't see him. Looking right past.
Seriously, dude. What in the world? It's just like at this point, all I can do is joke because it's just so sad. Like when people were pranking me on April Fool's Day, I was literally saying, dude, I'm a Suns fan. There's nothing more funny than this joke of a team that we have. And it's not because I think the team and the players are bad. It's just because of the expectations that were held for them and
Right.
what they've done compared to them. We've gotten worse each year, It's like
And I
we
tell you
were
what, we are lucky, like in a sense, to have Devin Booker because I mean, he's literally our Fitzgerald because this season has been an absolute pile of bird. Yeah, And he's just like, man, I love it here. I don't want to leave. I'm all about loyalty, etc. It's like,
Well, I mean, we've been through it all with Book. We've been through the lowest of lows. We've been to the finals with them. Had a 2-0 lead on the Bucks. We were gonna win the championship, and then Monty Williams and DeAndre Ayton had to start fighting, and Jay Crowder and stuff. And then they stopped focusing on winning and started focusing on each other. And boom, now we were in the chance to win. The
we
Diamondbacks were in a chance to win against the Texas. I mean, maybe Texas was just better than us, but Jesus,
bro, we are back.
I'm
We're
sad.
almost to the Eric Bledsoe barbershop years.
Jeez.
Eric Bledsoe.
Eric Bledsoe, man. I
That
don't
man
even talk about
wild.
Eric Bledsoe after his mischievous behavior lately, man. We can't talk about that on YouTube.
Nope.
We'll get taken off the stream. Yeah, I'm ready though. I am ready to go back to being a bad team if that's what it takes. So,
I mean,
at least,
if we need to fix it like Oklahoma City did, so be it.
but we need to get a lot of draft picks and whatnot because I don't want to be a team that's supposed to be good and still be bottom of the league. You know, at least let's just expect to be bad. But I don't want to do that to Booker either because now he's tasted the finals. He doesn't
Right.
want to lose again.
No, because he's whoever is going to be here this summer, whether James Jones still has a job, whoever Booker's going to be in that person's ear, be like, listen, this is what we can try to do, because Book's not gonna, no matter what happens, Book's gonna be in the ear of Ishba and Jones the whole time.
Hey,
Oh yeah, for
listen,
sure.
listen, Mamba mentality. Kobe stayed through some ass years with the Lakers though too. So after that
That's true.
championship dynasty went away too. So
Wild that he also won a ring with a very suspect roster.
Yeah.
difference is Booker's never won a ring though. Kobe did several.
Hey, Booker
So
was so close, man.
I know.
Giannis is actually a superhuman for getting hurt in that series. Like most
Dude,
players would have not come back, and he still dropped a 50 burger on us.
Giannis in that series, Giannis traveled so much he could have had a sponsorship from Southwest Airlines and
That's so
free
funny.
miles.
No, seriously, he was so he does so much stuff that you can't do in basketball. Like every time he plays basketball, and nobody called him out for it. It's crazy, but it's whatever. That's how the game balances out, you know. There's no reason for you to go 2-0 in the finals and then lose.
4 straight.
Like no matter what else happened, we blew that. That's our fault. I think, man, even if we wouldn't have went back to the finals with Chris Paul, bringing him back and keeping that team, that culture, and building upon that would have benefited us way more than just trying to win a championship right away. But that's hindsight, and hindsight is always 2020, people.
If anything, I just hope this season specifically has been a big learning experience for Matt Ishba. And knowing that you can't just walk in, the room, throw money around, everything, and expect success.
Yeah. The Golden State Warriors didn't do that. They drafted all those people, and they got a couple of them in free agency, and
like, what an era of Arizona sports are we living in when freaking ownership of the Suns is on the bottom, and then you have the Diamondbacks and the freaking Cardinals 1 and 2.
Yeah,
weird.
we'll see about that. The
We
Diamondbacks
still gotta wait
definitely
for
are
the
one right
draft.
now. They're definitely number one because they went to the World Series 2 years ago. So,
Yep.
I mean, the other teams. I mean, the Suns have gone to the playoffs the last couple years, but those were both embarrassing moments.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's just like, well, we made it, but did we
We got
show?
destroyed. And if Kevin Durant goes and joins the Timberwolves, his legacy will be ruined.
100%. Like you said, I think he's still like I'm not gonna lie, he's probably pondered, especially with this year, about leaving, but he knows that if he stays here with Book, they switch things up. His legacy could be better, but as you mentioned, if he just dips in the summer, he's gonna like he thinks his socials are spammed now.
Yeah, man. Let's say Bradley Bill wants to get traded somewhere, and we end up getting another person that like is like a Drew Holiday, not actually Drew Holiday, but that type of gritty type player that glues us all together. We go and run, and now we're daydreaming again, Suns fans.
We are. Man, I would love to have a player like Drew Holiday. He's one of the main reasons why the freaking Bucks won the title.
Yeah, he's one of the reasons why
I mean,
they.
it wasn't Bobby Portis.
No, it definitely wasn't that guy.
Drew
He's
Bobby
a Suns
Portis.
killer, though. He definitely
He
is a Suns
was.
killer.
Drew Holiday helped two franchises win.
You can put Bobby Portis Jr. on the list of people who kill the Suns, along with Drew Holiday. They just both
We
play
both
really
did.
well against us. Sad day. Well, I mean, I don't want to talk about the Suns anymore. I'm getting depressed.
I know. We started so hype and we ended on a depressed note.
Right.
Like, what the
Hey,
heck?
hey, at least
Let's
we
see
had
the D-backs caught up. Oh, it's
Yeah.
never. No. Uh-oh. It's 2-6.
Hey, they're getting
Dang.
revenge for us
We're ending on
smacking
bad
them.
vibes. Maybe we have another like 8-run eighth again.
If we do
maybe.
that again, it'll be crazy. But I think that they're due a little revenge for what we've done to them so far at home. They got to get one in front of their home crowds with those rigged bats. We
What
should
a
get those
True.
bats, dude. We'd hit like 20 home runs a game.
shoot.
Especially Suarez, bro. We probably have like 12 home runs right now with those bats.
Yeah, we should adopt them. I'm not. Let's not ban them. Let's just all have them.
Oh well.
They're trying to change the game. That's definitely doing it.
We
Yeah,
still
for
haven't
sure.
lost the series yet, so that's all that matters.
You know,
Yep.
I'm super excited that I don't have to actually edit this. This is actually just gonna go directly onto YouTube.
I know.
Let's go. And we had
Thanks to
people.
our 52 subscribers and people that joined the video today.
Yeah, you know what
Next,
to do if you like it. You can come join us in a group. We do run a group for Arizona sports fanatics, just like you and us as well. So go in the description, follow us on all social medias, and we'll follow you back. Wink, wink.
For $5.99 though.
we have, yeah.
I'm kidding though.
All right, guys. Later.